You felt it in October a year, because when you initially felt it was a marble size, and you said you felt it again in January of the following year. What was the size then?
It was half amount of my breast then.
It was half, from a marble to half the amount of your breasts. Wow. Wow. Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Rachel Matthew, the founder of All Things Women. All Things Women is an online community geared to educate and empower women on sexual and reproductive health. And as such, we are giving information about breast cancer in the month of October. Globally, October is known as Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Breast cancer is the most frequently life-threatening cancer in women, and is the leading cause of cancer-related death in women. Today's video is very special because we have a special guest with us, and her name is Simone Kelly. She is a breast cancer survivor, 43 years old, and she was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer in 2018. Welcome, Miss Kelly.
Thank you, Dr.
How are you today?
I'm okay. I'm doing well.
Okay, then. Awesome.
Yes.
Before we get into the interview, tell me one word that describes the person you are because of your breast cancer journey, and why have you chosen that word?
Wow. Empowerment, dark empowerment, because I feel so strong that we could empower other women on this sickness, because I have been through it, and I'm telling you, it was a great experience though, to really battling from stage 3 cancer, and still I'm a survivor.
I'm so happy you're still with us, and I'm happy to hear about that word, empowerment. Yes, indeed, you are strong. Women are strong people. When did you first notice that there was something going on with your breasts? Let's start from the very beginning.
Okay, Doc. Of 2018, I was listening a documentary on the type about some type of sickness in women, and the stages when you found out and can detect from early. And that was in 2018. And it was so interesting that from that time, I started going to having my shower and checking all my body parts, because I was in that age group, as the documentary had stated, 40. And when I discover my shower that I actually found out in October, and by November, December, I started showering and feel all over my body. Then I felt a lump in my breast. And when I felt it, it was so, I was so frightened. And when it was as small as a marble when I felt it, small as you know how a marble would look. And also underneath my armpit, I also feel another lump that I was saying, oh my God, this could be wax and canal. And I'm saying, oh, could this be from the breast to the armpit? Then I was there. I keep it to myself. I didn't say anything to no one. I keep it to myself all of October, November, December of 2018. Then 2019, I started feeling myself constantly, because when I shower, I do the same thing over and over every morning and evening. And I felt that lump getting bigger and bigger and bigger. No, I said it to my spouse. was so curious of me going to the doctor at the same time, and I still did not act. I was there delaying. In in August, in August of
Mm-hmm.
2019, I sisters. I have three younger siblings, my sisters, all three, and they got so frightened that how could I keep this so long from last the
Mm-hmm. From
2018
October.
one. I kept it to myself. Anyway, my sisters started looking for advices from doctors, friend of them, and friends otherwise that I'm sick with lump in my breast and what could that be. And when I really get to understand further that it is nothing to sit with and hide, and so I started to seek help by going to, I had a friend that worked in the admin at Dembe Hospital, and he had a doctor friend that he recommended me to. So when I went to the friend, his doctor friend, he wrote a referral for me instantly. And that referral, I went to University of the West Indies with it. And from there, I started my treatments, my follow-up.
Before
Um,
we even get to treatment and follow-up visit, what made you wait so long? Because it was almost a year. You felt it in October.
almost a year.
Yes, almost a year. Because when you initially felt it was a marble size, and you said you felt
Yes.
again in January of the following year, what was the size then? What can you compare it to? What
It
size
was
could you compare it to?
it was half amount of my breast then.
It was half from a marble to half
Yes,
the amount of your breasts.
amount of my
Wow, wow.
was
And
going
yet you didn't go to the
so
doctor at that point in time.
yeah, it was going so rapidly.
So
I
what
really
made you not go to the doctor right away? What was your reservation?
I love my breast, doc, and I
Mhm.
knew it was I knew what was it that I would lost the both of them or either one of them. So that's why I was actually keeping it to myself. And
Mhm. So
my
fear is what that drove you not to go to the doctor
it,
almost immediately.
right. My sisters all cried and asked me if I'm ready to die.
Mhm.
And they were the one who encourage and pushes me,
Push you to go to
as
the
well as
doctor.
right, right.
Anyone in your
So
household or anyone in your family, I should say, has a history of breast cancer?
not that I know of that, but my mother had died 2004, and up till now the doctors did not say what. So I don't know if it's something similar or what.
Mhm.
So not anyone else. No, not that I know of.
So you go to the doctor at the University Hospital of the West Indies, your first appointment with a breast mass that is almost taking up the entire breast. What is that appointment like? Who did you go
Right.
in for? What was said to you? Just paint for me that picture on that particular day when you went for that appointment, please.
I wasn't sad really. I wasn't sad because I was there still because I believe in my God and I knew He can work things out. So I was there praying all along, praying until that time when I went to the doctor. My sisters was really upset with me. I am not sad. I am not, you know, but I was just taking it one step at a time. Because when I went there, my doctor was, and I
Okay.
think
Mhm.
she was so upset with me too. Why did I sit and wait so long? And then she encourages me a lot that I'll go through because she see worse than that kind of breast coming to her. and they're all living today, so I can make it. And that even encouraged me more to move further and go faster than how I was actually going.
So that at that appointment on that day, you went with your referral. Okay.
Yes.
So what was the next step in that appointment? What was said to you? Was a date arranged for biopsy or for imaging of the breast first?
Yes.
What was discussed?
Yes, doc. A date was set for my biopsy. At least my mammogram first, because I have never done a mammogram in my life. That's the very first time I do a mammogram.
So you
And
did the mammogram on that same day, or was
that
it some days prior? I mean
that
afterwards.
same day, doctor did it the same day I went in with the referral. And on top of that, she did the biopsy same time. She didn't allow me to come out of that office until I get
Mhm.
everything done the same day.
The
I'm telling
same day.
you, it's overwhelmed.
Yes. So how did you leave that appointment, that first appointment? What was going through your mind when you left that appointment? Because you would have to wait for an amount of time for the results of the biopsy. So when you left
Right.
that appointment on that day, how did you leave feeling?
I was still, I was still thinking of it would be it would be okay. It wouldn't come back as how it really come, cancer. I wasn't thinking of that at all. At all, I wasn't thinking of that. Because I heard some friends that I had said that it could be cysts that can be taken out and you're okay again.
Mhm.
So I wasn't thinking of cancer anyhow. Still have a positive mind that I will be okay.
Could
Doctor,
that have also been a reason why you were a little bit hesitant in going to the doctor initially? Because you thought probably wasn't cancer and would probably go away. In addition to you being fearful of losing your breast, of course.
right. I wasn't thinking of cancer anyhow, doc. I wasn't thinking of cancer. I was just thinking that could just split and taken out and I'm okay again.
Mhm.
But when I get the result, that was very sad. Yes, my whole entire family was so sad that I could have caused it on myself, because if I was much earlier when I just found out that it was a marble size, perhaps it would be much better for me.
Mhm. So on that day of the appointment, who went with you? Was it your sisters?
Yes,
All three
only one
sisters?
sister, only
One
one
sister.
sister out of the
Okay
three,
then.
and she was there. She stood by me while the needle biopsy was there, because the Dr. Cornwall told her to hold my hands,
Mm-hmm.
because that needle biopsy was
It
so
is a thick needle to get slices of that tissue. Yes.
so when I came home, I was full all over my breast with plaster cover.
Yes.
Then everyone started to be sad now and say, "Oh my God, what could this be? Are we gonna lose you?" It
Oh
was
my.
so sad.
Now, with all those talk about whether or not you're going to die, are we going to lose you, all that talk from your family, did that affect your self-motivation in propelling forward and being
Not at
okay?
all, not at all, not at all. I did not think about it because I am a believer in Christ, and I know He could work things out no matter how it looks. Down.
Mm-hmm.
We have a God that we serve that is bigger than everything.
Indeed,
So
indeed.
I
Yes.
still have positiveness in me that He will work things out.
That is so true. How
Yes.
much time passed between the biopsy being done and the results being available from that biopsy?
Just within a week, that was
A week.
very quick.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Because
during the week, were you anxious at all? you waited for the results? Were you anxious?
I wasn't, and I think that was in favor of me. She did so many. When I went for the results, she said to my same sister that came along with me again. She said to her that she must go to the Cancer Society in Kingston, just away from UE, the hospital, to get a card for me for my medication to be much cheaper.
Yes.
So all of those start to be, look after in place at
In
that
that time.
time.
So that day when she told you the results of the biopsy, what exactly did she say and how did you take the news?
I was so sad. Doc. I was so sad. I cried. I cried all day. I cried all day. I cried from the hospital straight home. I did not eat. I did not want to say it. I did not want to talk to anyone, but just stay in my corner.
Mm-hmm.
Till I realized that this cannot be because it already happened, and I have to just move towards it and see how best we can pull through this. So I after I cried, I get the strength to move on.
Okay, that's good. That's good. What about your family now that they heard that it's indeed cancer? How did your
Yes, it
sisters
was,
respond, your spouse respond?
wow. Everyone was so sad that um how could this happen? How could this happen? Everyone started asking, did I get a hit on my breast? Did I get anything had impact my breast why I had this lump that is cancerous? But then I can't recall of any of those events. No. So there
Well,
were
just to interject, sorry for cutting you off. Breast cancer, in terms of the causes of breast cancer, yes, I mean trauma can be a cause, but it isn't the only cause. Sometimes
right.
it's hereditary. So if one has a very strong family history of breast
Okay.
cancer, that alone is a risk factor for a person developing breast cancer. Hormonal treatment as well as a risk factor for breast cancer. For a woman who has never had children, or a woman has had very early menarche. Menarche speaks to when a woman starts
Yeah.
her periods, or if a woman has had very late menopause. All those are risk factors for a person to develop breast cancer. And that's just a few risk factors. There are so many more risk factors, but those are what come to mind readily. So it's not only whether or not you get hit to the breast, there are so many other causes of breast cancer. So
Okay.
just to make that a point of note, yes. All right, yes, you can
Yes.
continue. So you said your family, they were saddened by the news and were trying to figure out what exactly could have been the cause of your breast cancer.
What is it?
What was the
Yes.
next step
I'm telling
after
you
not?
that,
Go ahead.
okay, I after I did my mammogram and my biopsy, I had to I sit with my doctor and they go through with me for a chemo session because at this time now the lump is growing bigger and bigger that it covers the entire breast by March, April.
March, April. So let's make sure we get this
Yes,
timestamp. So in October 2018, it
right.
was a marble size. In January
Right.
2019,
Right.
it was half your breast. In
Ha.
August 2019, you finally decided to go to the doctor.
Right.
And now the
Right.
following year, March 2020,
2019.
sorry, go again.
2019.
So in August 2019, that's when you went to the doctor?
Yes, right. August. So by October of that, okay.
Oh,
You see,
2019, yes. Mm-hmm.
okay, you see, between March and April, I did I I had some conversation with my doctor and my family member whether they wanted me to do a chemo session, chemotherapy before August, right? And at that time, I did not decided to do it. I did just want to do the surgery, just take off the breast. But the doctors was saying, no, it cannot be done like that. The lump in the breast is too big for us
Yes.
to do a surgery.
Mm-hmm. Because the point of the
Chemo,
therapy, chemotherapy, is to help shrink the size of the lump.
the
Yes.
size of the lump, right? But by okay, you see, by May, June, I started the chemo. Started the chemo, and after starting the chemo, I did 3 doses every 2 weeks. From May to June, between those time, every two weeks. And I think that is 6 week. 6 week I took to do the all 3 doses out of 17 doses. And I decided I sit and pray and talk to my God that I'm not doing no more because this is not Simone. I'm feeling like so sick than just the lump in my breast. This chemo let me so sick. By the second dose, the first dose, and by the second dose, my head was balding.
Yes.
My head was bald and I was so sick. Not even the bald headed that let me feel so sick, but I was so weak. I was so weak. I couldn't keep up with myself. I don't know if it was the type of medication in the treatment because I felt like I want to kill myself. I felt all those ways.
Prior to starting the chemotherapy, what was the conversation between you and your doctor as relates to the side effects of chemo?
Yeah, she had outlined to me that okay, I would lose my ear from my body, and again, that could cause it could cause what you call this again, like you have feelings of suicidal. Yeah, she did mention all
Thoughts? Mm-hmm.
this. Yes. So she did refer if I want to do the not the chemo, the other one. That is
Radiotherapy?
radiation, right, radiation. And I decided no, I'd rather do the chemo. So
Okay.
I chose
Sorry to
the
hear about the side effects that you went through. It must have been traumatizing to you.
kind
Yes.
of,
Now I'm saying I'm sorry to hear of the side effects that you experienced.
yes,
Yes, it must have been very
yes.
traumatizing to you.
I was so sick. And after I did all those 3 doses, perhaps the 17 doses would shrink the lump anyhow. But the 3 doses, it did not move at all. Did not move at all. And it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
So
Started
what was the game
growing.
plan after that? Seeing
And
that you no longer wanted or could no longer tolerate any more chemotherapy, I should say. What was the plan after that then? Between you and your doctor?
okay. My doctor now asked my family to just comfort me that I could be able to take all the 17 doses. And I made that decision that anyone pays for any more medication, they're gonna take them for themselves because I can't take any more in my body. I can do this with God, so they don't have to do nothing more. He'll do the rest. And
How did your family respond to that? How did your family respond to that?
everyone was upset. Like,
I can
what this
imagine.
woman said.
Your
I was
sisters must
so
have been
confident,
livid.
Doc. I was so confident in my God up till today that I did that surgery. I'm confident in my God because at that time my doctors actually could not take this no more because this is my advice for myself. So they allowed me to do what I wanted. And my sisters start getting like they're arguing with me, and the doctor is saying, no, this is not the time for this. You have to comfort her. And they went, and I don't know, they got a referral for me to Mandeville Hospital. And when I went there, I started the clinic at Mandeville Regional, and I had all my copies from whatever test I did at UA, because I also at UA I did the CT scan for my entire
I was
body.
going to ask about the imaging, yes.
Yes, entire body. I had to do a heart test as well because they had to know how far is this cancer in my body. But thank God, it did not spread nowhere else but in the breast alone. It was.
So
They
I did
did the
3 courses of chemo and didn't want to do any more after that. And you were transferred then to where your sisters helped to transfer you then to Mandeville Regional Hospital.
Right.
Okay. So,
Right. Where I started the clinic with, that's my surgical doctor. I did, okay, I was there July, August, up to September. And yes, September. I was seeing, he was going through my documents. He was checking my body as well to see, because he had decided to do the surgery. So he started to do other checks that I haven't done before, until he gave me a date in October the 21st of 2019.
So this is now 1 year now since you first appreciated that marble size breast lump.
One seal year.
And what breast was this? Which breast?
The left breast, doc.
Miss Kelly, you said that your surgery was set in October 2019.
Yes, 21st of October 2019. Yes.
Okay.
I did my surgery.
All right. So for how long were you admitted?
I was admitted for just 5 days.
5 days. The day 5 days after. Also, it came on the day of your surgery?
I admitted 2 days for preparing for surgery. Before the surgery, 2 days before surgery, I went in, and I spent 5 days after surgery. Because when that I forgot the name of that thing that they put in your breast to suck all the fluid from the breast that is remain, that the breast does not contain anything.
You're talking about after surgery?
Yes, after surgery.
The Jack. I don't do general surgery. I do obstetrics and gynecology. But from what I can recall, I think it's a Jack Pratt drainage. I will put the correct name of it below, so for viewers can see and put a picture of it. Right? But it's something of that name. But Miss Kelly, wait, before you talk about after the surgery, I need to know how you felt before the surgery. So let's talk about your day prior to surgery.
I'll send you my pictures. I am so happy when that surgery, I did not felt any way at all during the surgery.
No, before, the day prior to surgery. When you were in the hospital bed, waiting to eventually be done the following day. What was going through your
I
mind?
was just praying. My Bible was there. I read Psalms of every kind.
Uh-huh.
Psalms of every kind. I did not worry. I did not worry.
Awesome.
Not at
And
all.
then, okay, what about the day? The day of surgery, they're wheeling you in to OT.
Yeah.
You're now in that cold room on that cold bed.
Yes.
All right. You're about to close your eyes. The gas mask is over your face.
Yes.
What is going through that mind of yours at that point in time?
Okay. When I went in on the stretcher, and when I was in the waiting area, I spent about an hour waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in and saw a young lady who was going to do fibroid surgery at that point, and
Mm-hmm.
was going in theater at the same time. And she said to me, I was praying there, so cold and praying. And she said to me, "What are you going to do, miss?" I said, "I'm going to take off my breast." She said, "Okay, that's the best thing you ever done. I hope you don't start chemo." That's what she said to me. Because
I understand it's your journey, but sometimes it's very dangerous to listen to non-medical persons.
at that time, though, she was sharing with me that she had done the same thing. She took off her breast from 204
Oh,
as
so
well,
like a breast
2000.
cancer.
Yes, right. So now she is coming in now with another surgery that was fibroid at that time. So anyhow, she encouraged me because I was there with her, and she was telling me, "Don't worry, God gonna take care of everything. But one thing I don't ask you, don't do any chemo or any kind of radiation after you done your surgery. Go and get," like she was telling me, herbal. But then I was saying that would be my decision, right?
Mm-hmm.
So went in theater, and I was there, and I was just thinking about a safe surgery. And it did not, I wasn't worried at all, dog. I wasn't worried at all. It was my dream to just take off this breast. I was so happy I did. Yes. And I was saying that if it was the both of them, I'll do the both as well. And I was so happy taking them off. Yes, yes.
All right. So, all right. So surgery successful. You go back on the ward after you've been in the recovery room for some time, and you're now a little bit more conscious. You know what has happened. What is your experience the first few hours being awake from surgery?
Okay, when I was awake, I was actually, the first thing I did when I awake, I started reading my Bible again. And then I was seen by my doctor, and she said to me I would have to get my family member to get me that same thing, Dr. Matthews, that inserted in the breast to pick up all the remains that left.
Okay, so, let us pause from it. Let me Google it. Kind of Jack Sprat drain. Let me see what it is. Let me just Google it right now, because I wasn't aware that patients need to get that. I thought it was provided by the hospital. Jack.
Yes, sometimes the hospital provides it, but when they run out, I think they run out.
So in name of it, I was close. It's a Jackson, not Jax. Jackson Pratt. Right. So Jackson, and then with Pratt, P-R-A-T-T drain. All right. Yes, and I'll put a picture of it for persons to see what it is.
Yes, I think sometimes the hospital will provide it, but if it wasn't available at the time, it wasn't available at the time.
Okay then. All right. So the drain is in, you're seeing your dressing. When you look down and you saw that dressing and drain sticking out, did you freak out?
No, I did not. I did not. Doc, you know when that was so painful, when that drainage was to come back out because it
How
had
long did
stopped.
the drain last for you?
I keep it on for 3 days.
Okay.
3 yes. Prior to the 5 days I was there, yes, I keep it in for 3 days. And when doctor to pull it out, it had stuck in my flesh and it was so hurt. That's the only pain or thinking about it was
Oh, bye.
just that time alone. Just that time alone. I just
All right. So the drain
okay.
came out 3 or so days, you say, later.
Yeah.
At what point were you
Yeah.
able to see the actual chest where the breast was taken from? When were you able to see that? How soon after?
Okay. When that drain came out, my doctor asked me to stood up and look at myself. And for the first morning, I had to no, just one morning I had the what do you call her again? The assistant nurse to help me to tidy.
Yep.
For one morning, and by the second morning I could help myself by tidying and look at myself how I look, and I accepted myself, doc. I accepted myself because I know I did not ask for this, but
So there
I
wasn't
have
a
to
moment
accept.
of sadness that you had a missing breast or a moment of regrets, nothing
No,
like that. It was just positive
no.
vibes.
I've never said. I just wanted to go back to my normal life again. And I was there, and the very first thing my sister said to me that they're gonna get me you call
Prosthesis.
silicone, and right. And I said no. And I get some bra pads, and I started to before pads, I allow it to heal and dress because I did have to go back to Mandeville about 5 times to get it it was actually full of fluid. It contains a lot of fluid. 5 times it filled, like the actual breast itself filled. And sometimes it pains me because the fluid is resting on the part that is not healed. So the doctor pull, use an injection needle to vacuum the water from it. And I started going back to my clinic. They referred 5 years of medications for me, straight without stopping every single day. And I had the prescription in my handbag, and I did for my entire family. And this is
You didn't want to fill the
working.
prescription? What did you say?
I don't take that. That prescription is still in my handbag.
Whoa. Wait. Okay. I'm trying. You're telling me you got a prescription
That my
and
doctor
oh
filled.
no, you fill it out?
Oh no, and 2 years, the 21st of October next month is 2 years I've done this surgery. And
Have
I
you
have
been
never
attending your follow-up
yes,
appointments?
yes, I go for every appointment. I don't miss an appointment. And when I go
What is this
there, when I go there, my doctor says to me, Doctor Surgeon, and he would say to me, or Doctor, and they would say to me, what are you on, Miss Kelly? What are you on? Are you taking the medication that we look after for you? I'm speechless. I'm not talking. Even okay. I had a second surgery done last year on the same breast.
For what exactly?
Because some pimples come on the area, on that surface that the surgery had done, some pimples, about 3, 4 of them, pimples were there. And to my follow-up, my doctor ordered a mini surgery for me. Just a day, I went in last year, October again, the 20. So from 2019 to 2020 last year, within 1 year, I had done 2 surgery on it. The 21st of October 2019, I did the surgery, the full surgery.
Yes.
And then for the pimples, that was the 20th of October last year, 2020. And from that, I've been just taking like fruits, vegetables. I changed my eating habits, and I cut off a lot of meat. I don't use meat casually. I just use, just sometimes I feel like my diet needs some protein and more like beans or peas. But I am not on no doctor's medication at all. None.
The medication that would be prescribed for you to take after surgery is helping to reduce the chances of recurrence of the breast cancer. Okay?
Right.
And you not taking it, because remember you still have another breast, you have another breast, right? And the fact that you had breast cancer prior, that allows a risk factor to get breast cancer again. And that's, I think, is the importance of the medication after the surgery. So I think it's in your best interest to fill out that prescription. Do you know what's the name of that medication?
It's for free.
Oh, do you know the name of the medication? The name?
I would have to go back and look at it, because from a year before last I got it, I have never looked at it.
If I happen to mention the name, would that be helpful if I happen to mention the name? Maybe you just tamoxifen sounds familiar, or it's not that?
I think it's that one. I think so. Because yes, man, I think it's that one, right? Because he prescribed it for 5 years for me, straight without missing none.
Yes, I'd advise you to really fill that prescription, Miss Kelly. You have come so far in your breast journey, and for you that can really be detrimental to you.
Yes, I'm thinking of taking it down. I'm gonna take it.
Don't wait too much longer. Of course, if you need more advice, the best is to speak to the doctors who have been teaching you.
Nikisha Daly, she had pushed me so far in the.
Yes, she told me in our interview the other day, she told me, and she mentioned you. Yes, she did mention you. She was a source of motivation for you.
Yes.
So you see, you have people around you, and Nikisha has gone through the same thing.
Yes, very true. Because right now she's so strong, because when I look at her and she tell me, every morning we spoke to each other, and she tell me when she finished the last 17 dose that morning. I look at her and see her going to the gym as well. And I say, oh my God, what is
that woman is a force to be reckoned with. She's something else. I just love her.
She's good.
Yes, she is. One question I asked her that I would also like to ask, because I think it's important for viewers to know not only how breast cancer affects you physically, but how it also affects other aspects of your life, whether it's social, whether it's your romantic life, whether it's your family life, or whatever, or even spiritual life, because I guess for some persons, whatever religion they would have been a part of, depending on how they were, well, depending on the experience, I should say, throughout the breast cancer journey, they might have maybe taken a step back from religion and so forth. For you, I noticed that it made your faith stronger. So I already have the answer in terms of how you were, how your faith was affected. It seemed to have gotten stronger. In terms of your social life, how did breast cancer, how did the loss of a breast affect your social life?
Okay, no, it did not affect me because I go through my normal life same way. I do my daily chores, I'll exercise if I have to, I go to church, I worship more. It does not take anything away from me. I do my normal. The most times I realize though, whenever I put on little more weight than before, then I'll be tired easily. And that's the only, but it does not change anything at all. No, neither my sex life nor nothing at all. It just remains the same. Yes, feel normal.
How did your partner respond or react to the loss of your breast? How did it affect your? I know you just said it affect your sex life, but give me more detail if you wish. How did he respond? How did it affect your love life?
You know that he was around with me the very first time when it happened, and he comforted me, and then all of a sudden after the surgery, everything was gone. Everything, because we have separated since, and I don't know if it was the breast that I lost or is the sickness or whatever, but we are separated, and I don't know, but he was around at the very first time, but then everything went apart. So perhaps it's because my sickness then. But my sisters, my family, they're always right. They're always around. My family is always around with me. They're the very first one to move. I'm telling you, sis. And guess what, Dr. Matthews? They're the first one to move before.
Sorry?
I keep on. They're the very first one to move. Can you hear me? They're the first one.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
Okay, my family are the first ones that moved towards anything that I had to do. Still not hearing me,
You said your
doctor?
family were the very first ones who
to move whenever time I'm feeling anyway.
Or the very first one to motivate you?
Right.
Or to comfort you? Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
That is lovely to hear that you have great family support.
Yes,
unfortunate to hear that your relationship didn't survive due to your breast cancer surgery, and I'm guessing other factors as well. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes.
Tell me about the support group that Miss Daly formed. I want to hear your side of the story because it's so important to have a support group like that. Tell me about your support group.
That is so awesome, sis. Wow. Because I joined that group while I was at Mandeville when I went to pick up my remains from the remains from my breast. I went there that day to pick it up, and my sister was with me, and it cost me like not me, she paid for it. Cost like about $20,000 to get it, to go to the lab, other than from the hospital lab, right? Outside lab, right? And I met Dr. Daly at that time, and I was crying because I collected that sample. It was in my eye. What is it? What was in it? Or, you know, and when I went, I no, she was there and saying to me that she's gonna let me start with a group that she's in, and I'll see the different ladies from all over Jamaica that had either one of their breasts off or the both of them. So I was interested to join, and I'm telling you, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. We cheer each other every morning to know how, because since I was in the group, I lost one of our ladies. Yes, I think two as well. Yes, that died from cancer, breast cancer as well. Yes, and this make us more, empowering that this is nothing to keep to ourselves. I'm
Amen.
telling you. So, yes.
All right, support. As I keep on ringing throughout this entire interview, support is important.
Yes.
No
Yes.
man is an island.
Important.
And
None
something as
of
big
us.
as breast cancer, the treatment you have to go through, the
Yes.
surgery you have to go through, the psychological drainage that comes
Right.
with breast cancer, you definitely need some support. And for women who don't have support in family, in church, or whatever, I'm glad that they have the support group.
Right.
All right. And I'm glad that it was founded.
Yes.
So as we close off our interview today, I would like to ask you, what is one other advice that you would like to give to a woman
Yes.
who has recently felt a lump in her breast?
Go now. Go now and get tested, because the earlier you know, it's better.
All right, then. Thank you so much for that advice. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview with me. So the
Okay.
take-home message, one take-home message is, ladies, do not
Yes.
wait a long time before you present yourself to doctors. As soon as you feel a lump, go and make an
Yeah.
appointment with the doctor and tell
Right.
someone so that they could probably go with you to that appointment. All right. Thank you so
Right.
much, Miss
Right.
Kelly.
Thank you so much, Dr.
All right.
Matthew.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye.